finally so glad to see this arc. I call it the Moro arc for short because Moro is the main villain. And I think in the manga it was called the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc, but they're just calling it the Galactic Patrol arc. So it's in production. Late 2027 window is what it's being targeted, and apparently they're gonna have teams crossing over from Beerus and the Galactic Patrol. So they're kind of working on it at the same time, which is good, because I was wondering, is this one where they're gonna be just releasing the Moro arc and slowly catching up the Dragon Ball Super Enhanced stuff? But yeah, they've got different departments, which I think is really good. The animation quality is looking really good. So the strong insider reports going on is Norihiro Shintani reportedly drew the official promo visual that you're seeing right there with Vegeta and Goku, and he was of course the main animation supervisor for Dragon Ball Super Broly, which is a phenomenal looking film, beautiful, gorgeous looking film, the best that Dragon Ball I think has ever looked. He did like a lot of those huge fights and everything, and it's sounding a lot more like he is going to possibly be returning to do the animation supervisor. And if he's doing it, let's go. Let's freaking go, because Shintani, man, coming back. I heard he costs a lot of money, which is why they don't use him a lot, and they used him for Dragon Ball Super Broly. But if he's coming back to do this, man, this movie's gonna look phenomenal. We never even got to see Migati no Gokui, aka Ultra Instinct. We never got to see him. We only got the little tease of it in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, with the part where Goku's like powering up and he goes silver hair and then it just goes to blue. Man, I'm looking forward to this. Sasuke Uchiha in Naruto does it. Yeah, Goku Susanoo, the way he did that at the end of the arc, I can't wait to see that animated. And in terms of the music, what I'm actually hoping is that we get Norihiro Sumitomo. I hope he's returning, because the bangers that he was putting out towards like the Goku Black arc, and especially in the Tournament of Power and the Dragon Ball Super Broly, man, I love those music. Like, like the battle, like I think it was Goku Black theme. Of course, I always love it. The Ultra Instinct theme, which I found out may have been something that he was inspired to make from the a song at the beginning of the Aladdin theme of the Aladdin movie from Disney. Love that song with the trumpets and everything. Man, even if they make like a big orchestra of that, especially at the end when the Susanoo Goku appears, like, man, that would be epic. Dude, I love the bangers. The banger that he put out in Dragon Ball Super Broly with what was it? He did the Gogeta Cheetah. Cheetah, go Broly. Like, oh my gosh, I love that theme song. Gogeta versus Broly. I've listened to so many different theme songs from that I would absolutely love if he comes back with some more bangers like that. That would be so awesome, so phenomenal. So I would love to see that entered. But overall, yeah, I'm just stoked to see this animated. I think we're gonna get some of the best fights we've seen ever animated, especially after seeing what was done with Dragon Ball Daima and everything. Like, this is gonna be phenomenal. I just can't wait. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be bringing in all the heavy hitters, all the animators. Like, I got a list of them right here. So we got Tadayoshi Yamamuro, who obviously, he's, I look like he's the main one doing the Dragon Ball Super Beerus animation. But yeah, man, he's like the longtime chief supervisor since the 90s, like doing the Cell games finale and super character. Like I said, I was a big fan of how this stuff looked back in the Cell saga and Buu saga. Other animators that I think we're going to be seeing is Yuya Takahashi. That man is a fan favorite for the animators, because when that man dropped his style in the Tournament of Power, Oh my gosh, he did that awesome SS1 Vegeta transformation too back in Dragon Ball Super Broly. Like, Yuya Takahashi, that guy is phenomenal. His animation style, oh my gosh, did you guys see what he did in Dragon Ball Daima? That awesome Goku transformation from SS1, 2 to 3, and then Goku in 3 goes like, there's one more, and then he transforms to 4. The way he did Goku powering up, and the way the dark shading, the detail shading, I love Yuya Takahashi style, man. He's kind of like what Yamamuro was back in the 90s. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see when Yuya Takahashi ends up taking the reins for his portions of the animation. It's going to be straight fire. We're also going to have Nahoto Shida, Notoshi, sorry, I know I'm butchering the Japanese names, but I want to give these people respect. Nahotoshi Shida. He's a fight scene legend, so he delivered like animations around like Super Goku Black. Like, that's when the animation in the Dragon Ball Super really started turning up the page. He's also even went wild in like even the Dragon Ball Hero promos, like, man. And Shida's been around for a long time, so I expect he's going to be in there. Of course, Kazuyoshi Nakasuru, who is the designer of Super Saiyajin 4, both in Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Daima, and he has done a lot of the big final battles. Like, they have called upon him to do some of the big final battles in Dragon Ball history, so you know he's going to be all in this, especially in that final battle with the Sasuno Goku and Moro fight. Also, Naoki Miyahara, he was the one, like I said, directed the tribute for Toriyama and all that stuff and everything. Yep, he was the one, and he did a Goku fight with he did the Goku fight with Kid Buu, which is one of my favorite fights in the old anime. So yeah, definitely Miyahara is gonna be awesome. And of course, we got from Dragon Ball Super, Shikashi Kubata, the 2D animation director of Superhero, is coming in. Was also a part. Kubata was part of Daima. So yeah, I remember watching Dragon Ball Superhero, and we'll talk more about this when I finally get around to releasing that Dragon Ball Superhero review. The animation style for that opening scene, I was like, man, if that's how Dragon Ball's animation looks moving forward, then sign me up. Like, yeah, we got so many talented animators being in there. Like I said, Norihiro Shintani coming back from Broly is going to probably be awesome. And then of course there's Yoshitaka Yashina and Aya Komaki. They were the co-directors of Dragon Ball Daima. And I said this, man, phenomenal props to them, because what both of them did was they took Dragon Ball Daima, and I covered Dragon Ball Daima very thoroughly on this channel. They really made Dragon Ball Daima from top to bottom. Say what you want to about the story, but from top to bottom, start to finish, Dragon Ball Daima is the greatest, most consistently looking, visually beautiful anime ever for Dragon Ball in history. Like, everything from episode 1 to the end of the final episode 20, phenomenal. It is consistently great, and I think that's what they're going to be doing with the animation here moving forward in Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, we got a lot of heavy hitters most likely lined up for Dragon Ball Super, for Dragon Ball Daima, Dragon Ball Galactic Patrol arc. And obviously spoilers, because it's been out for over 5 years and everything. I'm just stoked for it, because what we're going to have here, really, when you think about it, for this arc, Dragon Ball, the Galactic Patrol arc, the Moro arc, it was the closest I felt we had to the storytelling that we got in Dragon Ball Z. Villain shows up, villain has like henchmen, the Z fighters, the Dragon Team. They have to really find ways to try and overcome the odds, and they do eventually. And there was a lot more better training gone into this. There's so much character development with Vegeta and Namek. Like I said, Fat Majin Buu gets to play a lot of role. You get a lot of great stuff. The Ultra Instinct was even used even more heavily in this. there was a lot of good stuff. There is a part where Goku kind of goes back to the old roots of, leave this planet now and stuff like that. But after watching some of the content with Geekdom 101 and Jordan, I think I might have to relook at that when I do the manga read-throughs. I might have to read through this and do another deeper study of Goku's character and everything, because I know I was one of the people complaining about that in the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Beerus, he's another character I really enjoyed thoroughly in that arc. There's a scene in the opening. You want to talk about some of the greatest all-time opening scenes? There is an opening scene, like I'm talking about, like Goku Black, when he completely broke Bluma, aka Bulma's neck, and she just disintegrated in the fire. Or you think of Imperfect Cell, when that very wealthy rich guy, he stabbed him and basically drunk his essence and stuff, and that guy just melted and turned to like a skeleton corpse and stuff. Like, haunting visuals. The beginning of this, there's a scene where Goku, and this terrified me in the manga, like got a jump out of me. I was like, oh, I remember reading the manga. Goku, he tries to sense the presence of Moro, and the way Toyotaro drew it in the manga, we're getting closer and closer, going through space, and they're far deep in the universe, and he looks into Moro's jail cell, basically, and the way Moro is animated, or he's like turned, and he's like just got this smirk, he's staring into your soul. The way Toyotaro drew that, and Goku goes like, like, man, I was like, whoa. I cannot wait to see how they animate that. That is Moro's introduction. Wow, I cannot wait to see that, man. And another reason why I narratively really love the Moro arc is because for so long in Dragon Ball Super, Goku was fighting all these powerful enemies, and I was like, man, why does he even care about facing Oob in the end? And the way they tied it all back to the end of Dragon Ball Z / the second half of the manga was phenomenally great. I really loved it when the ultimate Supreme Kai, the ultimate Kaioshin, he grabs Oob and says, just trust me, and Oob unleashes all his unleashed power, and it powers up Son Goku into that Susasu Goku and Ultra Instinct, and he's able to use that to defeat Beerus. Not Beerus, he's able to use that to defeat Moro. I was like, oh, let's go! I remember I was like marking out, as they say in pro wrestling. I was like cheering when I first read that, and now it made so much sense. I'm like, okay, he has all this latent power in him, and if it gave him the power he needed to defeat Beerus, I'm thinking of Beerus, it gave him the power to defeat Moro. I'm like, now it makes more sense. So now we understand why, despite all the tough opponents Goku faced all throughout Dragon Ball Super, it's when he faces Oob, he felt the power of what Oob could do, just a little bit of it, and it's like, no wonder why. And like, because I was like, Goku in his base form, he's got to be on a whole other level, and he was. So he's on a whole other level, basically, now when he's facing Oob and everything. And so now we know just how strong Oob is. It just tied everything beautifully back into the series, and that's one of the reasons why I was such a big lover of the franchise. And I think it's gonna slap. A lot of people are gonna really love this arc is gonna really show so much of what Dragon Ball Super is about. It is, just like I said at the beginning of this stream, it's unfortunate that Kozo Shioya will not be around to do the Majin Buu voice acting when Buu has such a big role in this. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about this arc. Really loving it, can't wait to see it. But hopefully they bring Shintani, they bring Sumitomo back for the music, and they keep that Ultra Instinct music in there. I was also watching let's see, what was the NFL player? Was it I think is his name Mike Daniels? Let me see. Mike Daniels, I think his name is. Yeah, NFL player Mike Daniels, because I don't really watch NFL and much sports like that. I'm mostly just WWE and a casual UFC guy. But yeah, Mike Daniels and Geekdom 101, I recently had just watched a live stream they did, and I agree with what Geekdom 101 said there, is that they need to keep that Ultra Instinct theme in there. So definitely, I hope they're just adding on to the music and stuff like that. Now then, when it comes to Dragon Ball Super Beerus, obviously, visually, like I said, it looks phenomenal. And one of the things is, initially, like, I wasn't hyped because I'm like, okay, it looks like just a prettier version of Battle of Gods. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really that hype. And I said the